world!
Hey world!
How are you? Okay, so this is a science lesson, a biology lesson to be more exact, and today we will be talking about acid rain.
So I've always wondered, Rihanna, what actually is acid rain?
Acid rain? Well, Ellie, acid rain is a result of air pollution, and yes, and when any type of fuel is burned, Ellie, lots of different chemicals are produced, and they are bad.
Wait, so can you give me an example of some of these chemicals that are bad?
Well, they're mostly nitrogen oxides and sulfur dioxide, which reacts with tiny droplets of water in clouds to form sulfuric acid and nitric acid.
So where do these gases come from?
These gases come from power stations, factories, and cars, which all burn fuels and therefore produce polluting gases.
Do they also come from volcanoes? I've heard that rumor.
That rumor is true. They do come from volcanoes.
But only sulfuric acid, right? Sulfur dioxide.
Yes. You seem to know this quite well.
Okay, so let's go through the process of how sulfur dioxide goes into acid rain, because I'm confused.
Okay, so basically sulfur dioxide and water form sulfurous acid
In the atmosphere, right?
in the atmosphere, and in some cases sulfur dioxide oxidizes to sulfur trioxide, and the sulfur trioxide that combines with water makes sulfuric acid.
Oh, got it. So, and what about with nitrogen? What happens to nitrogen?
Some oxides of nitrogen, like nitrogen dioxide, react with water to form nitrous acid and nitric acid.
Oh. And carbon dioxide can also form acid rain, right? Like carbonic acid.
Yes, because it dissolves in the air into rainwater to form carbonate acid. Carbonate.
Oh, snap.
Okay, and this is a really great graph that I wanted to show you guys because it explains slightly the whole idea of how acid rain is formed and the cycle.
You have the acid coming out of the factories.
Exactly.
It gets carried by the wind and dissolves in the atmosphere, and then the rainwater goes down, and then this acid rain kills
Plant life and pollutes rivers and streams and erodes stonework.
Alright,
That's why it's
so
bad.
that's what acid rain is.
Exactly.
So I was always wondering, how acidic is acid rain?
Acid rain is quite acidic. It's between the pH of 5 and 6.
Oh no, unpolluted rain is the pH of 6, correct?
Exactly.
So
But when it is exactly, sorry, thank you, I meant to say that. But when it is pH 2.
Well,
To be
it can be pH 2. Normally it's around pH 4.
I'm guessing that's correct.
Do you want to see something really funny?
Okay.
So, for example, vinegar has a pH of 2.2. Vinegar has a pH value of 2.2, so that's very acidic.
Exactly.
And so the strongest acid rain is actually about the same acidity. It's actually more acidic than lemon juice or vinegar.
That's acidic.
So that's crazy, right?
Yeah, and that's why lots of things are damaged by acid rain, such as it can carry out it can
Erode.
It can take form. Okay, yes, it can erode buildings and statues, and it leaches away valuable minerals in the soil, such as no, not such as, but that's bad for the agriculture. And some microbes are unable to tolerate changes to low pHs, and they're killed.
It also causes calcium to be leached from the needles of red spruce. These trees become less cold tolerant and exhibit winter injury and even death.
That's horrible.
Also, it increases toxic materials taken up by plant roots, and also it can lower the pH of lakes. And you know what happens when the pH of lakes is lowered?
What happens?
It becomes toxic.
Yes, it becomes toxic.
To fish. And this causes a break in the food chain, breathing and lung problems. Oh my goodness,
That's
how
horrible.
do we stop it?
How do we stop acid rain?
Stop it.
Stop polluting.
Okay, we have 3
Ways.
ways to stop this.
Okay.
Would you like to say the first one, Brianna?
Yes, the first one is to reduce emissions. Okay?
Repeat after us.
Reduce
emissions.
Reduce emissions. Burning fossil fuels.
Burn fossil fuels.
It's still one of the cheapest ways to produce electricity, so people are now researching new ways to burn fuel which don't produce so much pollution.
So this means governments need to spend money on pollution control, even if it means an increase in the price of electricity. So some examples of how we managed to get rid of...
Sulfur can be washed out of smoke by spraying a mixture of water and powdered limestone into the smokestack.
And also cars are now fitted with these things called catalytic converters, which remove 3 dangerous chemicals from exhaust gases: carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and nitrates. Woo! Wait, so what's the second way we can reduce acid rain?
Okay, the second way is to find alternative sources of energy, such as governments need to invest in researching different ways to produce energy. Example, hydroelectric and nuclear power.
Example, nuclear and wind power.
Those are ways in which we can produce energy without burning fossil fuels and gases which pollute our environment and cause acid rain.
Okay, what's the third way we can do it? So we are reducing emissions, we're finding new sources of energy. The third one is...
conserve resources, of course.
Repeat after us.
Conserve resources. Use public transport rather than always traveling by car.
Next time you're in the supermarket, decide to walk home instead of taking your car.
Or bring bags, not plastic bags.
Walking, cycling and sharing cars all reduce emissions. And also save energy. Just switch off the light when you go out the room. Click-cling, click-cling.
Take shorter showers, perhaps.
This is why, these are some reasons, these are some ways of reducing acid rain.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. We hope you know what to do next time you've got an acid drop falling on your head.
We're glad you liked it.